All kind of diseases, people are slipping away. The economy's down, people can't get enough pay. As for me, all I could say is thank you, Lord, for all you've done for me. Hey. Folks without home, living out in the streets, and the drug habit, some say they just can't beat. Muggers and robbers, no place seems to be safe. But you've been my protection every step of the way. And I want to say thank you, Lord, for all you've done for me. It could have been me outdoors with no food and no clothes, or just alone without a friend, or just another number with a tragic end. But you didn't see fit to let none of these things be. 'Cause every day with your power, keep on keeping me. And I want to say, oh yeah, it could have been me outdoors with no food and no clothes, or just alone without a friend, or just another number with a tragic end. But I didn't see fit to let none of these things be. 'Cause every day with your power, keep on keeping me. And I want to say, yeah, I want to say,
Where's Dad? Where's Dad? Taube.
They're the ones over here. Taube, it's over here.
I know.
Who are these people?
Okay, where do you want us? Huh?
We're so honored that you accepted. Thank you. Careful now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, good evening. Thank you very much. We're running a very tight schedule. Let me assure you that it is a tight schedule. We want to be ready to have our meal at close to 8 o'clock or a little thereafter. So we want to move at this particular time with our program. I would like to take this opportunity to say that we're very, very pleased that you are here in the Tenderloin. This is the place to be tonight. There's no place with as much going on as the Tenderloin tonight. I can tell you that right now. So we welcome you, and we want you to know how very proud we are that you have come to visit us, to pay a visit to our home, to our place, to our community, with our people, to help us to continue what we hope is one of probably the most important investments that you will have with a charitable group. We would like to see this as a significant investment on your part, not only with money and time and energy, but the fact that you have genuine concern about us throughout the year. Many of you come and volunteer. Many of you come and participate with us, and we're very pleased about that. Many of you call us on the phone, and I get a chance to call you. I'm always calling Henry Berman, Gene Friend, Peggy, Fred Firth, Susie, Bill Steele, anybody I can think of. When I get in trouble, I pick up the phone and call and say I'm here. Talk to Bob Ross. I want you to know how critical it is for us to see you here tonight and to welcome you. Each year, for the last 10 years, we have had this Moe's Kitchen event, and it seems to be growing. I'm happy to announce tonight that we see more, how can I put this without getting in trouble, more young people here tonight than more young people. Look here. Yeah, they're happy about that. We are very proud that your fathers and mothers sent you our way. Thank you for being here. We want you to know that your presence is so critical to us. And so the investment that you've made tonight, we hope will count, because at this point, I think we've raised about $230,000 for tonight's event. We have in expenses of about, I would estimate, I'm guessing at this time, but about $40,000. So you see, we've cleared close to $200,000. And that's the way it ought to be. It's just the way it ought to be. Now let me say something to you about how this money is spent. This money goes specifically to make sure that we invested in food and food services here at Glide, out of Moe's Kitchen, out of the kitchens. We have 2 kitchens. But it's an investment. Like today, for instance, we served fried chicken for lunch. And I want to tell you about the fried chicken real quick. Al Mason, our beloved brother who recently died, and we'll say a little more about that later on. Al Mason had the audacity one day to come up here in his Brooks brother, whatever kind of suit he wore, I don't know what it was. But he came up here on Chicken Day because he loved the fried chicken at Glide. Got in line with the people. Now, listen, to show you what kind of man this is. He stands in line, and finally somebody says to him, "Look, brother, if you can wear a suit like that, you ought to go some other place and eat. You eating our fried chicken. Stop eating our fried chicken." But he stood there, came right on downstairs, ate fried chicken, left and called me up and said, I want you to know I had some good fried chicken today. I said, where'd you get it, Al? I thought he meant Kentucky Fried, you know. He said, I just ate it Glide. That's the kind of, that's what this money is used. Because you see, we don't get large sums of money. This is, being a nonprofit, it's until the latter part of the year. Now's the time when we get most of our money. It's awfully difficult if you don't have like $200,000 to help you pull it off in January, February, March, April, May, that kind of thing. By the way, I'm not putting in a bid for you to pay us early, but I'm just saying that's the way it is. I want to thank you then because of your investment. It helps us in the early part of the year to continue to feed people and to provide again the services for people, that food services that we have. So you see, you play a significant role, a very significant role in helping us to feed over 1 million people a year. And between you and me, let me be honest with you, nobody has to go hungry in this city. You hear what I just said? We serve 3 meals a day, okay? St. Anthony serves 1 meal a day. There are many other places that serve meals, and I'm just saying to you that nobody has to go hungry, not in this city, maybe in other cities. But food is here, available. And it's good food. It's quality food. So much for that. At this time, I'd like to bring up here a person who has meant so much to us. Because when Mo Bernstein died, he became the head of the clan, the head of, I shouldn't say clan, the head of the tribe. Never say clan. Not with Herb and Willie here. You never say clan. My God. The head of the village. Henry Berman. Come here, Henry. Come here. Henry, you are a real star. A real star. So would you, when you go back to your office, put this on all the money you have there and lift it up?
You got all my money.
Oh, did I get all your money? Say hello to us, will you please?
I will.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you all for being here.
Do you want the ensemble waves when the kids on? Can you do that?
No, they can.
The kids are going to come on next.
Well, can't they just come up? Where the kids going to stand?
On the risers.
They're going to stand on the rise? Can you all come down here? Whatever. For a minute, the kids are going to stand on the rise, as I understand. Now, at this time, I want to take the opportunity to bring to the podium two of the greatest interpreters of the social condition. Willie Brown said that's BS. But anyway, I want to bring to you two men that I have chosen as, this is really literally the truth, as people that I'd like to model, have as my models, because they're helping me in two ways. Herb Caen is helping me because the older he gets, the more fluid and the more precious are his words. And also, he knows how to keep things going for a long time. So I need that kind of longevity. Willie Brown, on the other hand, can help me stay here at Glide for a long time. So I'm learning his strategy also. So both of you have helped me. I want to make this announcement before you come to the podium. And this is very serious. I am probably going to retire in the next 6 years. Wait, let me finish. But I want you to know that when I retire, I've already talked to the board about hiring me for the next 10 years. So I'm going to be here 15 years, you hear me? So you're going to have to put up with me, that's just it. May I bring now Willie Brown and Herb Caen.
That was good.
This is Herb's star and Willie's star. You're real stars for Glide. Thank you.
Thank you. Who was that fella? Goes around handing out stars? Mine's supposed to have 6 points, isn't it? It's returnable. You see where it came from?
Yeah.
Got the name of the store and the price.
Says made in Texas.
Is that a Lone Star joke or an Ann Richards joke, or is that some kind of a joke we don't know about? We haven't rehearsed, obviously.
We never do.
I know. We've been doing this for 10 years now. Did you know that?
I don't think I've ever done anything for 10 years.
Well, I don't know about that. That's not what they say up in Sacramento. You've heard about the cat with 9 lives. That's the cat right there. Once and future speaker.
Yes. You know, you
want to talk?
Done this. I do. Just a little bit. Not much. Don't.
You're the speaker, not the talker. I think we're both overdressed, don't you?
I had to dress down tonight, knowing that I was going to be with you.
I think you're getting your clothes at Brooks Sisters, aren't you? Anyway, you're on.
Yes. First, welcome to all of you. Herb is correct. We've been doing this for a while. He just reminded me that Mo Bernstein actually recruited us to do this, and now he doesn't show up.
You stole that.
Listen. You know, that's what they say about me in Sacramento. I steal things.
I steal things.
Like speakerships.
Let's talk
about 31 years.
Let's talk about the clerk you appointed. Let's talk about the clerk.
He's certainly tested my resolve for affirmative action. For 31 years.
Is he a minority? Is he a white guy?
He certainly appeared to be one Monday. God. You know, he looked just like Clarence Thomas. It was amazing.
Was it Pepsi or Coke? I can't remember.
In this case, it was grapefruit juice. For 31 years, Cecil has been a part of the San Francisco scene. I think I'm right. 1963? Yeah, and I'm amazed. Why would you announce your retirement 6 years in advance? I don't know, what was that, a negotiating tool? Or something.
He's got a clerk he can trust.
Well, maybe if I'd been sleeping with Dotson.
Let's not get into that.
Yes, no, not this night, not tonight. But we have for you here at Glide some, 55 or so programs that are devoted to children, young people, and families. In that process, it is a way in which to reunify families, to give people an opportunity for training, to do so in a setting that they can't really get any other place. It is an incredible number, an array of programs, all inspired by Cecil and by Jan. And in the process, they've produced some extraordinarily talented young people. And they're going to demonstrate a part of that talent tonight. And interestingly enough, they carry the name of Mary Agatha Firth Youth Course.
Really?
And they are the first people that are on program tonight.
What a strange name. What's it mean?
You mean Firth?
Yes.
It's probably an adopted name. Let me, Lord Frederick is over there.
I didn't know about that. We're doing something, a musical number now?
Yes, we're going to do a musical. That's what singing is.
Okay. They're going to do it.
You know Herb's from Sacramento?
I didn't know the clerk's got $100,000 a year to start with. I would have stayed in Sacramento.
All right.
I'm lost. Where are we?
Yeah, I've got us. I'm giving us, as usual, I'm providing leadership. The Mary Agatha Firth Youth Course. First number.
Oh, there they are.
Hey, Mo's Kitchen. Hey, everybody. The kids are in the house.
This song is dedicated to all the generous donors of Glide and to Fred and Peggy Firth, who also bought our new choir outfits. It must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. You were the one to let me shine, that's your way. You always walked a step behind. So I was the one with all the glory, while you were the one with all the strength. A beautiful face without a name for so long. A beautiful
beep, beep. Not that I need this. I've got a politician's voice. Oh, that, see? I didn't need that. It comes from the heart and the pocketbook. The soloist in that first number who did so well was Belinda Ray. Remember that name? She'll be out on CDs next week and available for sponsorship. And as for the chorus, what a cute bunch of kids, right, Willie? I mean, that looks like the Giants team for the spring training. Because that's all they're going to get, or somebody about 8 years old. Don't go through any picket lines. Because the picket lines, when they go on strike at spring training, they're carrying baseball bats. And that is a serious, well, that's a serious line. That's all I can say. And I can't get out of that one. Well, there they go. And I keep making fun of Fred Firth. I don't know why. It's because I'm jealous of him. Fred Firth is tall, handsome, intelligent, all the things I'm not. And he has a beautiful wife, which I don't have. And he has airplanes and a ranch and wine, and he's got it all. So what's he doing here tonight? However, he and Peggy are the reason this choir exists, and that's only one of the many generous things he's done with his life. He just doesn't take. He's a giver. He's a giver. And I admire him hugely, and besides, he's bigger than I am. And I keep calling him Fast Fred Firth in the column, and he keeps getting mad at me. And one of these days, that's it. I haven't really read the program until I got here tonight, and I like the introduction. The notes, 7:12 is when Fred's supposed to go on. So we're half an hour behind, is that it? And by the way, I have to mention that Fred and Peggy donated the wine for tonight's dinner from their winery, Chalk Hill. And how they make wine out of chalk is something Fred's going to have to tell you. It says here, this is a suggested introduction to Fred Firth. I say, Fred, say a few words. He's never said a few words in his life. I mean, that's pretty funny right there. And then it says further on, Fred Firth responds, parentheses, 2 minutes. He clears his throat for 2 minutes. And he's charging every minute. But I got to stop kidding Fred Firth, because he's about 8'6", and he can bounce me like a basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, a great San Francisco, generous fellow, a talented lawyer, a lucky guy in every way. Fred, Fast Fred Firth. Getting bigger.
He's magnificent, isn't he? Every morning when I wake up, and I sometimes read the column, other times I use it for other purposes, but keep going because you're extending my time. I want to say to Willie, Willie, you are magnificent, and I want to tell you why. We all know that all these words come down to how we're going to spread the bread around. And you are a strong force, a stronger force than you've ever been since the recent election. Because the whole debate is now going to be a lot of words, but in the end, I admire you because you are a man, a person who has not forgotten his yesteryears. And Willie, do whatever you have to do, but make sure that the bread is spread around. Cecil and Jan asked Peggy and I if we would say a few words about why we participate in and contribute to Glide. As you know, last year I asked Peggy to say some things, and I promised tonight that she would not have to say anything unless she wants to say something. Now, do you want to say something?
Oh, go ahead. 2 minutes.
2 minutes. We've been a member of the Glide family for almost 25 years, and Mary Agatha Firth comes from the name of my mother, named Mary Agatha Firth, and we've been very proud to support the Mary Agatha Firth Children's Program here at Glide, and they really sang about it, because in my mind, in Peggy's mind, Glide is the wind beneath our wings. Glide is an opportunity to step away from big deals, little deals, big litigation, charging, fighting, arguing, grabbing, taking. Glide's an opportunity to feed the human self, to feed the emotional self, to come home. So we support Glide because every day of our lives, the Glide family is the wind beneath our wings. God bless you, and I'll be asking you for a little more money later.
You see how tall he is? Well, he's great, isn't he? I'd like to see him in action, in the courtroom, representing somebody that's guilty and getting him acquitted. You know, he's got that kind of manner. Like, he wouldn't, you know, integrity's written all over him. But that turtleneck's made out of real turtles. I mean, that's... Fred. Well, I agree with you. Glide has been a part of my life since Cecil came here, which was in the 60s. The 60s were an exciting and awful and wonderful and terrible time in San Francisco, and Glide became famous because of the chorus, the music. Nobody had ever seen religious service done this way, at least in San Francisco. So everybody came, and they're still coming, and I credit Glide and Cecil with, I don't know, saving the Tenderloin from blowing up, breaking up, being a disaster. And this is where the Tenderloin has been saved. And in the next step, the city, too. Cecil and Glide and the chorus and the wind beneath the wings, and they've done it. We'll put it together. Well, there's a new movie coming out called Cobb, C-O-B-B, and it's about Ty Cobb. And the publicity I've been reading says this is a movie about the greatest baseball player who ever lived, so you know you don't have to see it. Cobb is a crock. I mean, Cobb was a great ball player, but the greatest ball player who ever lived is right here in San Francisco. And I'm sorry he's not in this room tonight, because if he were, I'd introduce him. Oh, actually, he is. Well, you know who I'm talking about, Ty Cobb. I mean, Willie, you didn't know Ty Cobb, but he's got some pretty good stats, but you got better stats. And besides that, he was a miserable man. I met him. He lived down in Atherton in the last years of his life, and he was really a hateful man. I mean, you have to feel sorry for him. A man who'd done it all in one phase of his life, all of a sudden was bitter, old, and dangerous. I mean, he had a gun, and he wasn't afraid to use it. And he threatened many people. It's all part of the movie, part of the story, part of the book, part of the... Good heavens, you throw that at me? You want to know why I'm talking about Ty Cobb when you're sitting there? Willie's got the stat, but the difference between Ty Cobb and Willie Mays is Willie is a great human being, a warm guy, a funny guy, a delightful fellow. He likes everybody. Everybody loves him, and his figures are beyond a sale. The greatest ball player in the history of the sport, Willie Mays.
Thank you very much, Herb. I'm sure Taube is worrying about you. He's dead, isn't he? I'm glad of that. You and I don't have to answer the questions, you know. But this is great, a star. Star David, or what? What is this supposed to be? Star Willie? Okay, thank you very much. You know, this week has been a tough week for myself. I never knew that it was so many charities in this city. Every night I get a call to go somewhere. I was in Oakland the other day. I didn't know that so many freebies would come to sign autographs. I signed about 1,500. I'm saying to myself, my God, I'm signing 1,500 free autographs. Where's the money at? I got nothing. So LaRusso is in charge of taking care of the animals, and I said that I would come, and I went, and I think he had a lot of, Hall of Fame guys over there. But I think when you talk about Glide, Caesar do not let you forget. He calls me early in the morning or late at night because that's the only time he's going to get me. 6 o'clock in the morning or maybe 12 at night. Are you coming? Are you coming? He don't ask you where you are. Are you sick? Or can you come? Are you feeling bad? Are you coming? And I said, yeah, I'll be there. I'll make it a table of 10 like it usually be. I have no money this year, so that's a good feeling for me. I can't give. I'll be there. I gave already? You got money for me this year? You mean my wife? That's Caesar for you. I don't know about the money, which is free, I guess. I don't know. You mean talking about, did I really give money? Okay. Since baseball is not here this year, I have nothing to watch on television. But late at night, I turned on the television and I was watching the political side of the world. And I turned to Willie, and I'm looking at the monitor there, and I started to flick it again. I said, no, let me see what's going on here. They were voting. Must have been 100 people voting on something, some kind of bill that was passing. I had no idea. I said, well, let me look and see. This man is tough. When one bill is over, he says 1 minute, that's 1 minute. That was a little old lady in the corner over there. Mr. Speaker, can I have another minute? No, you cannot have another minute. And I'm saying to myself, my God, you got to pass a bill. Give the lady another minute. And I watched this for an hour and a half, and I don't watch politics myself because I'm not that way. But I watch you, Will. You are something because you run a tight shift, man. A tight shift, not an old shift, but a tight one. And I said to myself, if I ever got in that position to run a tight ship like that, I would be there every day because whatever he says, it's got to go. No one questioned what's going on in that particular courtroom. I don't know what happened after that. And I looked around, he's gone again, but everything is going just as smooth, and all of a sudden he returns. And this is going on for about an hour and a half, and I was very proud of it because you don't see that many times in political world, at least I don't, where you can have a man control what you do at a meeting when you have so many things you have to try and pass. I think it's just a wonderful thing in this society in America that we can have so many people do so many great things. I get held all the time because I got a call this morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, Herbie, you'll hear about this. A guy said, you was in Detroit the other day and you was signing for $30 and I wanted an autograph and you didn't want to give it to me free. But this is a reporter now. He wrote a whole column why I was signing autographs and why I was getting paid. But he didn't say anything about the 22 years that I played and I got a little bit of money. So it goes hand in hand. So I'm trying to make all the money I can. I'm trying to make up for those 22 years. And I said, sir, I says, did you ever come back? And I said, should have gladly, I would have, give it to you. But I never talked to the man again. So I get a call this morning, another 6 o'clock call, and I don't understand why. They said, Mr. Strawberry is being indicted. And I said, my God, for what? I thought he had killed somebody, so they said, well, he's indicted for tax. I said, he'll pay his tax. He just got $5 million the other day. What's the problem? And I'm saying to myself, I must be Jesus Christ or somebody. I don't know. Because everything happens, they call my house like I know. I don't know all the things that happen in life. I wish I was like her, but get around all these free restaurants. He doesn't pay. I would love that, I would love to do all these things they're talking about doing, but I catch so much hell. My wife said, did you do something wrong in Detroit? No, I didn't do anything wrong. I just went there, did the show, got out. But, it's such a wonderful feeling when you can go and do all the charities that I guess I can do. And you see so many happy faces leave you and go somewhere else, and they say to you, thank you very much. Then you go to a guy like LaRusso, which I think has done a wonderful job for his foundation in Oakland, and he comes up and he says, man, we raised close to $200,000, offer you 12 or 15 athletes. To me, that's a wonderful feeling, and I say to you, thank you for coming, because I know that Caesar's going to ask you again next year, so I thank you ahead of time, so that you don't have to be saying yes. So on behalf of, I know that I saw, you see Larry Barry come in? Well, Larry Barry is one of our vice president with the Giants. He must have come here. I thought I was giving Dusty an award. He couldn't come? Dusty's here? Oh, Larry is here. That's our vice president. Give him a hand, please. He doesn't come out too often. He looks like a little boy, but he's powerful. So don't worry about that. I can't get a raise every year, so they got me tied in. But anyway, Caesar, thank you very much for just coming by. And I'm sorry I talked too long because I'm supposed to be off anyway. Thank you, Herbie.
Mr. Willie Mays. Every Sunday at Glide, the treat that Herb Caen referred to is enjoyed by one and all. It's grown to 110 persons. Multiracial, Cecil says multisexual, multicultural, multi-age, multi-wealth level, multi-everything, all blended into an extraordinary, talented group of singers, 110 strong, the Glide Ensemble.
Come short of your goodness. I missed the mark of your glory. I got some things that you told me not to do. If you just restore my joy, renew my faith, reclaim my soul, and make me whole again. I didn't think I need your mercy. I
Glide Ensemble. Now, you know Cecil as a preacher. You know him as a community organizer. You probably own at least one and maybe both of the books that he's written. Extraordinarily talented man. The one thing you didn't know about him is he also writes songs. Yes, Lord, you know what we're going to do. That was written by Cecil Williams and performed by the Glide Ensemble. Just magnificent, Cecil. I can see it now. Those monks have that chant out last year. The Pope has got the Mass on the CD and reading of a couple of things. I assume that Cecil's CD. See? And this will be the #1 hit single from it that you've just heard it. We let you in on it. Now, it is my great pleasure to present to you 2 or 3 very talented elected officials. Their constituency is so bind. The first, of course, is the mayor of our city, and each one of them have promised me they'd speak no more than a minute. Now, if you believe any politician is limited to a minute, then I've got a bridge I want to sell you to. Ladies and gentlemen, the first of the series of politicians, the mayor of our town, Mayor Frank Jordan.
Thank you very much, Willie. And one of the things I want to state about you is, please, as the mayor of San Francisco, fight with every ounce of energy you have to stay as the speaker, because San Francisco needs you very badly up in the state of San Francisco. And what an array here. What a lineup. Here I am coming on after Herb Cain, Willie Brown, Willie Mays, and now myself. I can tell you, I'm not sure which one is the cleanup hitter, but I have a pretty good idea. Cecil Williams is our man, I think. That's the one that we're going to have. I am very proud to be here tonight for a number of different reasons, because of what you represent to the city of San Francisco, Cecil. I remember many, many years ago when I first met you, you said something to me that I never forgot, and that was that you were very interested in everyone and everything around you. You started getting involved, and I was a young sergeant at the time in the police department, as I recall. And you said that you deal with senior citizens, you wanted to work with the youth, those who were homeless, those who were outcast, as some people call them, those who needed help in public safety. And you said life is one big canvas. And every day you put a little bit more oil on that canvas to paint that big picture. He said, but everybody that I see that I want to help, I want to make sure that they're painted into that canvas. And that's something that I never forgot, because you have never forgotten it either. All the people you meet that you want to help, you want to serve, you've always kept them in the mainstream, very much in focus with the bright colors all around you to make sure that they're taken care of. And that I salute you for. I also am very impressed with the Glide Ensemble because of the energy and the music and just the feeling, that the warmth of life that they give you. I can see why you slipped off that stage just a short while back, because you'd have to keep moving on a stage with that kind of music and energy around you. But I don't think anybody worried, because they all felt that you would be in suspended animation and would never fall anyway, Cecil, with the miracles that you've been able to provide here at Glide over a number of years. I'm very, very pleased that I have a chance to say what I think about you as the mayor of San Francisco, because so many other people maybe don't get the opportunity. And people here at the church and others, we just want you to know that you mean a great deal to all of us, and whether we're politicians, whether we're business people, whether we're governmental officials, whether we're neighborhood people, minorities, you are in that canvas, and you have a mighty brush, my friend. We're very, very anxious to help you so you can continue to do what you do best, and that is serve people all over this city. And the last thing I'll say is that your own words, walk that walk, talk that talk, feed that need, because, Cecil, we need you. Thank you very much.
It is my great pleasure to present to you a woman who serves as our representative in Congress from Cecil's district, from our own home community of San Francisco, and for those of us who hold elective office, there is absolutely no person beyond whom we will want to model ourselves. She is absolutely perfectly informed on all of the issues. She understands her constituency, consolidates her constituency, makes more appearances than Milton Marks. The embodiment of San Francisco politics in Washington, D.C., Nancy Pelosi.
Thank you, Willie. You know, Willie, this is my third appearance with the Glide Ensemble in about 3 weeks, right, Cecil? Well, I guess a little longer. Right before the election, I had the honor of introducing them at an event that the First Lady attended the weekend before the election. And then a couple of weeks ago, we were praying over the results of the election right here in the Glide Memorial. But it is a pleasure to be here. And you know, people get up and they say that at the beginning of their remarks. It's a pleasure to be here. But it really is. It's a pleasure for Paul and I to be here, as so many of you are, as supporters of Glide Memorial. It's a pleasure for me to be here officially as the representative in Congress to thank Cecil and Jan and Glide and all of you for serving as such a model and inspiration to the rest of the country. But also, Paul and I have a personal pleasure, and I, as the speaker here, as the mother of our daughter Nancy Corinne, who worked so hard on this event. Nancy Corinne, come here a second, please. Come here, Nancy. This is not Nancy Corinne. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Nancy, like so many other young people and so many not so young people, have seen the leadership of Jan and of Cecil and have wisely followed it, have seen the need that they pointed out and generously tried to fill it, and have seen the love they have to give, as Cecil and Jan have shown them the way, and have also chosen to give their love by participating in this wonderful event and on the ongoing. I was particularly, speaking of family, and this is a family affair, I'm so pleased that Jim Hormel is being honored tonight, because if family is a place where you go for love, kindness, support, reinforcement, then Jim Hormel is really a part of every family in San Francisco. He's such a wonderful person, and I wanted to mention that, and I'm so pleased that he's being honored with such very special honorees. The very generous Taube, the very special Sandra Hernandez, and that great role model Martin Wyatt. So this is a very special night, and as you can see, Cecil, I'm looking at Willie Mays' name there, this grand array of this official family of San Francisco coming out to pay tribute to you and to Jan and to Glide. In closing, you know, they said the definition of an optimist is a woman who put on her shoes when Hubert Humphrey said, "In closing." They don't. When he was making a speech, he said, when. These people are too young. They don't know about Hubert Humphrey and his long speeches. In any event, I thought what was the most special thing that Cecil said tonight and most telling about Glide Memorial was when he mentioned that Alex Mason had come here and had a good meal, the same meal that was served to all of the friends of Glide. And that was very special, I think, because that spoke very loudly to the point that Glide Memorial not only gives people a meal, it gives people respect. It's not any meal. It's a meal that you would serve your family and your friends. And I know that Mo would be very proud, and I know Henry is carrying on the tradition, and Fred and Peggy and so many other friends of Glide. So thank you for being an inspiration. Thank you for meeting the challenge to our conscience that we have in this country of meeting up the needs of those less fortunate. Thank you very much, Cecil, and thank you, Jan.
And for those of you who were slightly confused, that was not Nancy Corinne that came up here. The lady in red is Nancy Corinne. I don't know who that fellow was. You were not confused, were you, Nancy? No. Okay. Yeah, I know you have a lot of kids. I understand that. I understand that very much. We had anticipated that Diane, our U.S. Senator, would be here, but unfortunately she is not. But Mr. Diane Feinstein. Diane Feinstein's husband is here. Dick Blum.
After that introduction, I need to have another conversation with Dotson Wilson. Ask him to keep up the good work. Diane is sorry that she can't be here. In fact, I went home to pick her up. We came back from Washington last night, and if the elections weren't bad enough, they're passing flu bugs around back there. But she wanted you to know that whatever my remarks were, and I'm not sure what they're going to be, she wanted to disassociate herself and not be responsible for anything. In as much as I'm not a politician, that means I can talk longer. Well, no, it won't be long. At any rate, many of you were here not more than a couple of months ago when we celebrated Cecil's 39th birthday. And what struck me as two people, Diane and I, both born and raised in San Francisco, who don't spend nearly enough time here anymore, and where we love the state of California and Washington, okay, from time to time, that I do recognize that when I go to other parts of this state or other parts of this country or Washington, D.C., and when I say that I'm born and raised in San Francisco and I went to Berkeley, and they look at you a little funny, and it only reminds me that probably the most civilized places I know, and the more I see of this country, and I love it, and I love our state, and I love our nation, is that it doesn't get any more civilized than right here at Glide. Because where they may pass Prop 187 in other parts of the state, they didn't pass it here. And when you can come to a meeting like this and see CEOs and people who probably didn't know where they were going to sleep 3 nights ago come together and have an interest in humanity, there's nothing better than that. And Cecil, God bless you and keep up the good work.
As Herb returns to assume, come on. No, she wasn't looking for me. You're on. As Herb returns, there are a couple of other politicians here that are going to be introduced but not allowed to say anything because we don't have the rest of the week. From the Board of Supervisors, Angela Alioto. Where is Angela?
Wow, really?
Yeah. It's the first voice I heard on my answering machine. Go, Willie! Angela Alioto. Our city attorney, Louise Rennie. I saw Louise over there somewhere. Here she is back here. And they tell me that the chair of our health commissioner is here. Arthur Jackson. Somebody told me he's here. There's Arthur. Now, Herb, it's your show.
What a star-studded night. You might want to know where we are on the schedule as Jan worked it out this morning. At 7, it's now 7:33. Adjust your watches. And, you know, it's... many of you may have heard the Glide singers, the ensemble, the choir, for the first time tonight, so you can imagine how excited we were here in 1963 when we came down here and heard a group like that singing in a church. It just was a knockout. Up to then, we thought that the Grace Cathedral choir was pretty swinging. So this was an eye-opener. We thought maybe it was sacrilegious. We weren't sure. But I guess it isn't. And then, of course, Nancy Pelosi had to spoil the surprise. You probably don't know who the honorees are tonight. I thought I could give his name as the punchline. You know, a man who, a man who, a man who, and I mean, and she had to mention his name. What's in the program? Who reads the program? No, I'm honored and flattered and complimented and delighted to be able to introduce the first awardee tonight because I've known him for years. I've watched he's a quiet giant. He's doing something good all the time, and you don't hear about it. He doesn't talk about it, obviously. He's got too much class for that. Other people talk about it, though, and finally you discover that what saved this show or what saved that program was a quiet nudge from the honoree. The only thing I can say against him is that he's part of a family that brought spam into our lives. But well, we all had that during the war. I mean, our war, not your war, but our war. And we learned to hate it. But as long as it paid the bills, it was good. And spam was very popular in Hawaii. It was more popular in Honolulu than any place in the world. That's because that's the only meat they could get there during the war. And somebody is going to start a program called C-SPAM for, this isn't going to work, I know, for Hawaiians who want to keep up with what they had to eat during World War II. I shouldn't have tried that. And I'm taken away from the man I want to say such great things about because he's done so much for civil rights, gay rights, the rights of everybody in the world to be happy and free. And I do mean the guest of honor, Jim Hormel.
You give him this.
She also.
No, you give him this.
Oh, you won't? Okay.
Yes.
Before you start speaking.
Brown
Jim,
paper bag.
Brown paper bag. What is this called right here? Oh, I see. And if you would like to see what it is.
Very much indeed.
Yeah.
Thunderbird. My favorite.
The plaque says, James C. Hormel, with love and appreciation for your compassion, commitment, and courage, and walking that walk, Cecil Williams, Janice Mirikitani, and the Glide family, Moe's Kitchen Holiday Festival, December the 8th, 1994. We love you.
Bless you. Bless you. Cecil is quite a showman, but I'm sure that all of you who attend Glide realize that this is Jan's show. Jan runs this show. And you'll notice that there's no platform here. Jan does not like people falling off platforms. They make her life very difficult. So I'm very thankful for that, Jan. I'm also very thankful for this terrific honor. I noticed that every Democratic elected official in the state is here in the front row. When Willie Brown announced the 110-person Glide ensemble, I looked up there and I said, well, they sound like 110 people, but I'm sure that there are about 60 maybe. And then I thought, well, but that's how Willie counts. I'm very proud of you, sir. Very proud. And Nancy, thank you for your kind words. I'm really deeply touched, and it only inspires me to want to do more. You are a real champion in Washington. I'm very proud to have you there and to have you represent this constituency. And this is a marvelous constituency. Glide is a family unit, And in the spirit of that family, I'd like to introduce a couple of mine. I have with me tonight, well, first of all, my mate Larry Soule. We've been together now for 18 years. Larry. My eldest daughter Allison and her husband Bernie Webb are here tonight. My son Jimmy and his wife Kathy are here. And I'm especially proud to introduce the mother of these wonderful children and her husband, Alice and Jim Turner, who are here from Virginia. Alice and Jim arrived this afternoon from Charlottesville, Virginia, and I'm really delighted that you could be here for this. I want to share this family with my family. Glide is a jewel in the crown of San Francisco. And Cecil and Jan, all that you do is magnified by the wonderful people who work with you here. The people who serve the food, the people who do the preparation, the people who make sure that everybody is taken care of. The people here in front are wonderful. The people in back are equally wonderful. And we all come together in the spirit of love and caring for this wonderful community of ours. So I also want to remind you that for those million meals that are served, they come about 3,000 a day, every day of the year. And although we feel generous during the holiday season, and although the Internal Revenue Service encourage us to be generous during the holiday season, we must remember that those people eat every day of the year. So keep up the good work, Cecil and Jan, and all of your friends, and all of you, keep up your good support. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The next honoree is the Director of the Department of Public Health for the City and County of San Francisco, so named less than 12 months ago. Before that, she served as the Deputy Director for Community Services. She is obviously a very talented person, dedicated in every way to enriching the lives of the citizens of the City and County of San Francisco, and particularly those who are the have-nots. She was honored last year by the League of Women Voters as a woman who could be president. Ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you a very good friend of Glide, very important clog in the public health delivery system and the quality of life for our town, Dr. Sandra Hernandez. Cecil, come on up here and present that.
Good. All right.
You want to read that, Jan?
I don't have my
Yeah, we're going to give you a bottle, too.
This says, to Dr. Sandra Hernandez, MD, with love and appreciation for your compassion, commitment, courage, and walking that walk. Cecil Williams, Janice Mirikitani, and the Glide family. Moe's Kitchen Holiday Festival, December 8th, 1994. Thank you.
Is this Thunderbird also? It's Thunderbird.
But you should tell them that this is a collector's item because
That's
because
right.
of you, it's no longer on the shelves anywhere.
That's right. I forgot that we marched against the liquor stores to take this out of their stores.
Yes.
So it's a collector's item. I mean,
See, Cecil can do that. We'd have to try and pass a law, which would take us forever. You just march and make it happen. I'm extremely honored to have been asked to come here tonight and participate in the event for Moe's Kitchen this year. So many people who have really demonstrated tremendous leadership and vision for San Francisco in terms of the elected officials, our speaker, and our honorees. It's, for me anyways, who sort of feels like I'm still learning and still studying, an incredible honor to be amongst so many dignitaries tonight. I have to say that in San Francisco, trying to figure out all the ways to try to get things done, you look for where the lights are shining and what it's shining on. And the one thing you have to say about Glide Church and Cecil Williams is the light shines. It shines on everybody equally. It shows what needs to be done, and it shows you how to get it done. And I lost my brother 2 years ago. He was my mentor, my teacher, my friend. And Cecil Williams is the closest to my brother Fred that I've met since I've been in San Francisco. So it feels like family to me. I'm very grateful. And one final word to Jan, and that is that one of the things about Glide is there's a tremendous amount of class in every event that they put on, and Jan adds that touch. Thank you very much.
You sure I'm on? Oh, I didn't turn this page. Oh, sorry. I'm introducing someone else who's winning an award tonight. Martin Wyatt, who's been the weekday sportscaster on Channel 7 News at 11 since 1989. Has had an outstanding career as a sports anchor, and we can truly say that he has done it all in his profession. He's an Emmy Award winner and the recipient of too many honors to list here tonight, and founder of the Sports Image Foundation, which honors women and men in sports who also contribute to the community. The foundation benefits young people. Martin's a role model for all people, but especially African American youth, and as a member of the Glide family, has done much to support and contribute to Glide's programs. Here he is, Martin Wyatt. I know you. I've seen that face. I've seen your face so many times on television. I didn't know you were Martin Wyatt.
I didn't know you stayed up that late, Herb.
Very good.
With love and appreciation, Martin Wyatt, for your compassion, commitment, courage, and walking that walk, Cecil Williams, Janice Murikutani, and the Glide family, Moe's Kitchen Holiday Festival, December 8th, 1994. Thank you.
Also, Martin, another bottle.
Only four? I love it. Thank you very much, Cecil. Thank you. You know, I looked at the list of past honorees, and I said, man, Cecil, you're putting it on me, because I'm going to have to run to stay up with that. It's a great honor, but it's also a great challenge to live up to. I know that I looked down at May and Willie Mays. This is my hero, my one sports hero when I was growing up. Before they came to San Francisco, of course, the Dodgers were first because of Jackie Robinson. But then when Mays came on the scene, I mean, he just captivated me. And Willie, you ruined my baseball career. Because I tried to copy you. Did you remember his stance? He stood all wide. Can nobody bat like that but Willie Mays? I don't know how many careers you ruined, Willie. I had to play football. I don't know how to, I'm a journalist, and we know how to research stories and find information. And I'm going to give you one of my best sources. It's the barbershop. If you want to know something, go to your barbershop. I went down on Fillmore to my barbershop yesterday, and you know what? Normally they're always talking about two things. And there's two old guys that they're always there, sitting in the same chairs, talking, and they know everything. They're either talking about the 49ers or the Giants. Yesterday they were talking about one thing, Willie Brown. Brother, you're bad, Willie. That brother, I was in the chair and there was a young brother sitting beside me, had a big old-fashioned afro, and the old man said, yeah, I saw Willie when he first came. He had hair like you, boy. I knew. And that old man jumped up. I had never seen him stand. I've been going to that barbershop since 1980. He stood up and said, man, that Willie Brown is bad. He's something. You inspire us, Willie. Thank you, man. You really do. My wife is here. She's the smartest person I ever met. And that's why I married her. But then I always wonder if she was so smart. But Joyce is there, and I asked her, I told her about this, and she's seen these, and she said, well, you mean you're going to be up there behind Cecil Williams, Willie Mays, Herb Caen, Willie Brown, and you got to say something? She said, honey, let me tell you a story. She said, look, there was this guy in Alaska. He was a farmer, and it was cold. He went outside to check his grounds, and there was a bird dying. He picked up this bird, started blowing warm air on this bird, walked around. He got cold, and he wanted to go back inside his house. He looked around to do something with this bird. He saw a large pile of manure that was fresh and was smoking and warm. He set the bird on top of the manure, and he went inside. The bird, regaining his life from the warmth, started to sing. There was a wolf walking by. The wolf heard the bird, ran up behind the pile of manure, and he ate the bird. She said, honey, the moral of the story is he who put you in it is not necessarily all bad. He who takes you out of it is not necessarily all good. She said, the lesson, honey, if you're in it, keep your big mouth shut. And I say, honey, tonight, I think that's some sound advice. I must thank, though, my role model, the person who, with her magnificent expression of love and work as a single mother, raising me, making me never feel that I was lacking for anything. We lived in a Quonset hut. I felt like I was the richest kid in the world. Never was hungry, never didn't have anything, I thought. Never ever said, gee, I wish my mama was like that. I always thought she was the best mother in the whole world, and I still believe that. And my mother, Nadine Poindexter. Thank you. I'm going to try to live up to this, and I also got to thank Jim Topping, my boss at KGO TV. These are some committed people, believe me, that he sets an environment where we can go out and try to really make a difference in this community. We believe that, and I see it happening all the time, and I'm very proud to be involved with a company like that, and I'm proud to be involved with the Glide family. Thanks, Cecil.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. The next honoree is Tad Taube, a name that is legendary among the business leaders of San Francisco. He's a philanthropist, a man who founded the California Housing Council. He's a trustee, University of Notre Dame and Hebrew University in Israel. He is just an extraordinary friend of Jan's and Cecil's. He's a fellow at the Hoover Institute here at Stanford University, and a man who literally says the money you make is not nearly as important as how you spend it to help other human beings. And for almost as long as Cecil and Jan have been doing what they do at Glide, Tad Taube has been a part of this Glide family. Ladies and gentlemen, the final honoree for the evening, Mr. Tad Taube.
How are you, man? Good to see you. Thanks.
Tad Taube, with love and appreciation for your compassion, commitment, courage, and walking that walk. Cecil Williams, Janice Mirikitani, and the Glide family. Moe's Kitchen Holiday Festival, December 8th, 1994. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bottle also here, Dan.
Oh, well, that's important. You know,
In seeing Nancy tonight, it reminded me that a number of years ago when Dianne Feinstein was getting ready to run for the governor of the state of California, Henry Berman, who I think at that time was her finance chairman, and Dick Blum, of course, and Gene Friend, and a lot of Diane's friends assembled a strategy luncheon at a San Francisco restaurant. And I was privileged to be there, and I remember that shortly after the proceedings started, Nancy, in a very loud, shrill voice, said, "What's he doing here? He's a Republican." And my question to you, Cecil, tonight is, what am I doing here? I'm a Republican. I feel like I'm at the Democrat National Convention. My co-honoree, Martin Wyatt, is someone who I had the privilege of working with when I was involved in an ill-fated little venture called the United States Football League. I happen to own the Oakland Invaders. Some of you may remember, but the reason I'm mentioning it is that I was working with Martin at that time, and that was about 13 years ago, so I think I have to correct his involvement. I think the program said since 1989. I know personally that it had to be at least since 1983. I very much appreciate this distinction and the nice things that have been said about me, and I appreciate Willie and all the rest of you in honoring me and in the concert of some really outstanding people. And I was looking, I've been involved with Glide for many years, as a lot of you know, and I was looking over the list of prior honorees, and it is truly a distinguished list, and I feel extraordinarily proud to be considered in the company of people such as those that have been similarly honored. However, I think that on reflection, I would tell you that those of us that come here and serve as honorees, we're really surrogates for a much greater individual or pair of individuals who indeed we all assemble to honor. And that obviously is Jan and Cecil. They're the real honorees here. They're the real honorees every year at these functions. Their commitment to this community and to the people that are served by Glide is something that has inspired me. I think it inspires all of us here. There is a love, an outreach, a duty, a service that is beyond anything that I've ever seen. And for me to be involved with you, Cecil, and with Jan is really a labor of love. I don't do it because I feel that it's something that I need to do or want to do. I do it because you provide something